Hello friends, and welcome back to our Brand Doctor. So after 25 years of working around Asia Pacific for multinationals, top 1,000 Philippine corporations, local Filipino companies, in order to compete more effectively in an increasingly competitive global market. So as I started to venture into own consultancy practice and conduct seminars and workshops, I was actually doing the same thing as my family. I was not resuscitating victims. I was resuscitating dying brands. I was not arresting the bleeding of patients. I was arresting the bleeding of companies. I was not just saving one life, but saving many jobs, generating higher employment, enhancing shareholder value, and creating more wealth. And thus were born monikers or nicknames like the marketing doctor or the brand healer, approved by a very good friend, the late healing priest, Father Fernando Suarez, and now our brand doctor. It was not really my idea to come up with this channel because I was quite content doing my own little gardening in our place in Laguna and also our own little farming in Batangas. Our brand doctor was actually the brainchild of a former colleague, Miss Cheryl Yongson, whom I had worked with when I was invited by Professor Enrique Soriano, the family business guru, to jointly conduct a series of public seminars and company workshops called the Marketing Leadership Clinic. Dr. Soriano was also responsible for endorsing me to teach marketing at the Ateneo Graduate School of Business, MBA, and health programs. Ms. Cheryl and I had also worked together with then the Honorable Secretary Ramon Lopez and SMED Director Jerry Clavecillas of the Department of Trade and Industry. We ran a nationwide caravan of marketing clinics, teach brand equity development to thousands of MSMEs, and mentor hundreds from Ilocos in the north all the way down south to Mindanao, from Zamboanga to Socsargen to CDO to Caraga, even to our IPs from Bukidnon who were growing and roasting good coffee. We also worked together with the Department of Tourism Promotion Board in developing a new marketing strategy and advertising campaign to help drive tourism and promote investments to the Philippines. After the pandemic, Cheryl reached out to me, telling me that there may be an opportunity to help many businesses, big and small, to help revitalize their brands in the aftermath of the pandemic. Yes, I do, Rick. And honestly, I am sometimes shocked and aghast at the stupid mistakes that even the biggest companies, maybe the best paid marketing directors and managers commit in managing or mismanaging their brands. In the same way that all people can get sick, whether you're a top 1,000 corporation, a multinational, a micro, small, medium enterprise, or even if you're a brand of a school attracting teachers and students, or a hospital attracting doctors and patients, or the Catholic Church attracting vocations and attracting lay faithful. All of us need a brand doctor, whether you have a food brand or a beverage brand, a brand of soft drink or a brand of hard drinks, a personal care brand or a household care brand, a supplement brand or an OTC brand, a luxury clothing brand or a casual apparel brand, a brand of signature bags or an athletic footwear brand, an appliance brand or an electronics brand, a cell phone brand or a computer brand, a telco brand or an internet brand, an automobile brand or a motorcycle brand, a residential village brand or a brand of condominium, a shopping mall or a supermarket, a retail store or an online store, an airline or a hotel, a brand of bank or a brand of insurance, a country brand like the Philippines, or a province brand like Cebu, an island brand like Boracay, or a city brand like Tagaytay, a political brand like the Marcos family, or a religious brand like the Jesuits, a legal brand for lawyers, or even a medical brand for doctors, or your very own name as your personal brand. Bingo, Rick. And strengthening weak brands. Healthier brands are wealthier brands. I'm here to enhance and strengthen all brands is ultimately the value of your business lies in the value of your brand. Ladies and gentlemen, mga kababayan, I am not here to entertain you. I'm here to enrich you. I'm not here to make you laugh. I'm not even here to sell my books. I'm here to sell your brands. So if you're keen to strengthen, reinforce, enhance your brand, to turn around your business, to heal your sick brands, please join us. I'm glad you asked, Rick. In fact, I remember in my younger days, during the dinner time, it felt like I was attending a medical conference. 6 to 8 doctors, depending on who's at home, discussing their medical cases. And I was just focusing on my meal. But I realized now, I was also learning by osmosis as I was just eating there and in the company of all these great doctors. And what's the first thing that I learned? Do no harm. That is the first code in the Hippocratic Oath. Before a doctor prescribes any medicine or any surgery, he ought to conduct a very good diagnosis, not just to treat the symptom, but to cure the root cause of the disease. You can manage the symptom, but you have to cure the disease. And that requires conducting an in-depth and comprehensive business review and a brand review. What's happening to your sales? What's happening to consumer attitude towards your brand? Are your sales going up, going down? Are they flatlining? Is your share expanding or contracting? Consumer ratings about your brand image, positive or negative? Just like conducting tests or medical tests on a sick person. Urine test, you take an MRI, an ECG, and so on and so forth. Any brand doctor, any marketing doctor has to conduct a proper diagnosis of the business and of the brand. In medicine, they say that a correct diagnosis practically assures the cure of the disease. In the same way, in the field of business, if you conduct an in-depth and comprehensive business review, that will lead you to the right conclusions and indicated actions. And I've noticed a lot of marketing people nowadays do not do a good enough business review or brand review. So they arrive at the wrong conclusions, they come up with the wrong strategies, and their executions do not deliver, but the business and the brand continues to suffer. So the whole company suffers, again, because there was no proper diagnosis. Marketing is not guesswork. It is not black magic. It's not bola-bola, as we are wont to say in our trade. No? It is methodical. In the same way that medicine follows a scientific method to follow a clinical approach. And then you apply strategic thinking. And thankfully, I was gifted with that. Based on the Gallup 2.0 Strengths Finder, strategy or strategic thinking is one of my talents, or the ability to find the best course of action to achieve an objective. It cannot be taught, just how God wired my brain. So, the proper diagnosis plus strategic thinking, and then use a right brain approach to developing creative solutions to solve problems, business problems, brand problems. That will be your winning combination. Analytical, logical thinking, strategic, and creative thinking. Yes and no, Rick, because we are not only in the marketing business, we are in the people business. We lead people, our employees, and we market to people, our customers. So as I say, marketing is what everyone must do, while leadership is what everyone must have. In fact, I realized that healing brands is ultimately also about healing people, especially those who are responsible for the mismanagement of their brands. That was the side effect we have experienced in every single case of turning around a bleeding business or revitalizing a sick brand. Healing hurt egos. Rick, I think it's the supreme irony. The strongest opposition to turning around bleeding companies and revitalizing sick brands came from the very same people who hired me. Why? because our business reviews, our analysis, our conclusions and recommendations usually exposes the strategic mistakes committed by these very same people. Medyo napapahiya sila. That reminds me of my father's warning. The most difficult patients to treat are the 3 Ds. Those in despair or depression, those in denial, stage 4 na, wala pa raw siyang sakit. And those who play doctor. Doktor-doktorang, sabi ni Dr. Google eh. Indeed, doctors are the most difficult to treat when they get sick because they know everything or they think they already know everything. The same in healing sick brands or treating bleeding companies. And the top managers tend to think they already know everything. Many of them are so full of themselves, they deny reality, they don't read marketing books or journals or study marketing cases. They refuse to accept their own mistakes. They dismiss our diagnosis and our prescriptions. I even recall one time snapping back at me after I presented the results of our consumer research, fact-based consumer evidence. And he said, quote unquote, "Willy, I know more than the consumer." So healing brands is ultimately about healing people, healing hurt egos. Yes, marketing and leadership plus economics, because economics is what everyone must learn. We all operate together in an economy, as a consumer and as a producer or service provider. And whatever happens in the economy will affect each and every one of us and our loved ones. Economic growth or recession, income equality or inequality, inflation or deflation, foreign exchange rates or interest rates, government debt or foreign debt, unemployment and underemployment, exports or imports, electricity, gas, water, telco, tollways, and so on. Marketing is what everyone must do. Leadership is what everyone must have. Economics is what everyone must learn. Once more, thank you very much for joining us. And next episode, we're going to talk about healing our economy, not just a brand or not just a business. In the meantime, don't forget to please like, share, subscribe, click the bell to notify you of our next videos.